ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Game Club.
Game Club.
Each week, we play a little bit of a video game. We play a chapter, a segment, a timed interval.
A timed interval.
Yes,
yeah,
I
love
know,
it.
a timed interval. And then we talk about it on the podcast. We are currently going through, and going through is rough. Well, it was rough.
Yes.
Of Plague Tale
Requiem. Yeah. Sequel to Plague Tale Innocence.
Yes. The last few chapters, we were not having it. We were like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, this was chapter 5 we played today.
Yes.
Or I played today.
Yes, chapter 5. Chapters 4, chapters 3, and chapters 2, we were like,
yeah, this is
man.
not it.
I don't know.
Chapter 1 was fine. And then the other 2, 3, and 4, I just was like, I don't know. They weren't doing it for me.
Now, especially 2 and 3 for me. 4 was a little bit
4
better.
4 was a little better, yes.
And I feel like 5 has been a
5 has
complete
been
turnaround.
the best chapter in the game.
Yes.
So, first of all, it was only an hour.
Yeah.
Which was very much appreciated after like the chapters like 2 and 3 and 4, which are like 2-hour chapters with just a bunch of bullcrap in them.
Yeah.
This was like a return to form. I was kind of hoping, I mean, not necessarily hoping, but I was thinking like, okay, maybe this is going to be the chapter where there's no fighting in it.
Yeah.
There was fighting in this one, but
it wasn't, it was different fighting.
It was different fighting, but also because we got a new weapon, it made it way more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Than the previous chapters.
Yes. So this chapter opens up with probably my least favorite character interactions, which is Amicia and Lucas. I hate these character interactions. I hate how they interact.
Like Lucas just like walking around
and this chapter also contained one thing that really, really aggravated me.
Okay.
So you're going through. The boat gets stuck. You gotta go off the boat.
Yeah.
You go through this little area. You get back on the boat.
Yeah.
Well, you don't get back on the boat.
Yeah.
You keep having to go off the boat because it gets stuck. And so you get off the boat and unstick it. You go through a little area. Did you get the memory in this first little area?
Like the stag?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
And then you're going down, and then you're at another part of the city because you're still in the city area, and you have to like get through this little spot to get to
basically the puzzle section.
Yeah, the
environmental
puzzle section. And this environmental puzzle section was, of course, rats because it's shady, and so they all come out. And you have to do this thing with these cranes that have hay in them. So you light the hay on fire and you like wheel the cranes around and blah blah blah. It's pretty standard. And then you get to this part where Lucas has to get over to this other crane area. So you're like, oh, here's a stick. Here, Lucas, toss this stick.
Yeah.
And then Lucas takes the stick, he lights it, and he runs his ass through the rats. And you're like, okay, you can run with the stick?
Yeah.
You can do that? And then he gets to you, and you take the stick,
gotta
and
put
he
his
clamps his hand to your back.
And you gotta walk slow as fuck.
Walk.
I know.
With your stupid fire stick. Oh my God, I was so mad.
It's so annoying.
I was like, you could run with the stick?
I know. I know. It's so annoying.
Mad.
Yeah. That whole section was just like, I knew what I had to do, but it was just like, okay. I don't know. The environmental puzzles are not as interesting so far in this one as they were in the first one, I find.
No, the set pieces are still really nice. So did you go up to the top of the rock cliff in this one to get the other memory?
So is this like on the bridge?
No, it's
like before the bridge.
Before the bridge. So after you toss Lucas the stick and you get him over to you, before you take the stick, you can go up the top of the cliff.
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah, so you can go up to the top of the cliff, and so I go up there and I find a knife, and I'm like, cool. And I'm walking around, and I'm like, okay, the hell else is up here? I like walking through the entire area trying to figure it out, and Lucas is like, yeah, man, if we just keep going up, we're gonna be safe. So I'm like, okay, let's just keep going up. And I'm like, how the hell do I get up any further than what I am now?
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure it out.
It's just an errant voice line.
Yeah, and so I go back down, and I'm like doing the stick thing, going through. I'm like, well, I don't know how to get through here, so I die. And I'm like, and it resets me all the way back someplace. So I go back, go through the entire whole thing again, go up there, and then suddenly Lucas is like over in sitting in a spot, and I go up to him, and all of a sudden, okay, now I can interact with him. Now you're in the right spot.
Oh God.
And we get the memory of yelling at the ship.
The memories are just, I don't even know why they have a memory. Like, I'm going to revisit me learning about a stag bellow. Like,
yeah, right. I mean, it's interesting because it's an experience that you have with the character.
yeah, but like, why do we need to check that off the list?
I don't think we do.
It's
a weird mechanic.
It's like they were like, we need another collectible. Oh yeah, let's do these memories.
Yeah, it's a weird mechanic. It makes sense if it's real life because you make memories, but in the game it's like, why are we doing this?
It was I found more interesting in the first game where it's like I found like a comb.
Yeah.
And it's like, or I found soap, and it's like, yeah, you get a little history lesson about like they didn't think you had to be clean back then.
Yeah.
So no one used soap because it didn't matter. And then, this is when people started to use soap.
Yeah.
Whereas these memories, it's just like, whatever, doesn't matter to me. No, I didn't get that one. It was interesting. Like, I don't know how it's going to work. We're getting through a part. We get swamped by the rats. And Amici's like, what am I going to do? And he's like, catch this. And he throws the pyrite at you.
Yeah.
Where you get your little pyrite and you're just like whipping it around and scares the rats away. I don't know if it was just the first pyrite or whatever, but it lasted forever.
Yeah, it goes for a while.
I had to end it.
I had to end it too.
So I don't know if when we actually make it, if it's going to be like that.
I don't know.
Or if it's just because it's the first one.
I think it might be a one-off. I don't know if we're going to...
Well,
you would think that we'd be able to make it.
He said, like, let's watch out for more pyrite or whatever, so...
So I was. When I was up the cliff, I was like, oh, I get through this part by getting pyrite.
Yeah. No.
I didn't realize that when we got down to that shack that you could go through, there was the little hole.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, that makes more sense now. I'm dumb. And then we get a little spot that's gross just for the sake of being gross.
Another gross spot, yeah. Like more weird like voice lines and stuff, like the boat gets stuck by this chain, so we have to like get the chain out of the way, and it's like we can take the ferry across, but the ferry's stuck. So what do we have to do? We go under the dock, and we get under there, and there's a body stuck in the gear.
Yeah, there's just bodies and ichor down there for days.
And Amici's like, I'm so sorry I have to do this to you. I apologize. Please forgive me. And I'm like, what is she doing? Is she going to rip this body in half to get it
That's what I thought was going to happen too.
And then she just pulls the body out and lets it float away. And I'm like, what is she apologizing about
I think it's because it's a dead body. I guess. I don't know.
But what about the 50 other dead bodies she was walking on?
Yeah, I don't know. The really gross part was when you're like walking through and the head just kind of bobs up. You're like, oh.
I didn't see that.
Oh, yeah, that was gross.
But then we can go across. We get on the raft. We go across and we have to like
break the chain. Easy peasy.
Well, I couldn't see it at first. So I'm like, what do I hit? I'm looking around and everything. I can't see it. I'm, like I can see there's a chest outside.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, maybe I have to break a board. I can see a ladder. I can see the door is locked from the outside. So I'm like, what do I have to do here? So for like, I don't know, 2 minutes, I'm like looking around. I just couldn't see the little thing you had to break.
Yeah.
And Amicia finally is like, oh, maybe I should follow the chain. So I like looked up the chain, and then I had looked at the chain from directly underneath. I couldn't see anything. So then I'm like looking at it from the side, and I'm like, oh, I can see the little thing I have to hit now. So I did that. And then the whole thing crashes down, and then you can go get all the other things you see, like the chest outside and stuff.
Yeah, and the tool chest up top.
So I didn't have a knife.
Oh, I had a knife because I went up top of the thing.
So I'm like, oh, damn it, I don't have a knife. So, but then you go forward to the next little area, and there's a knife there. So I grabbed the knife, went back.
Oh,
and
I didn't find that knife.
I opened it up, and I was just like, oh, it's just a tool bench? Like, who cares? And then I was like, wait, there's like 30 or 40 parts here. This is pretty good. So I finally unlocked. I don't need tools anymore.
Nice.
So that's going to be good. Hopefully you can recycle a tool when you find it for parts. Otherwise, It's like, why did I do it?
I did not have enough tools because now you need 2 tools. I'm in 2 tool zone.
It took 3 tools to unlock the last tool one. So I had enough because I hadn't updated anything else.
Yeah, I should go up there and get that too.
Yeah. So, but yeah, then we have to get across the bridge, and I found there was another way you could go, underneath the bridge, up and backwards.
Yeah.
But there was nothing up there.
There's a Hugo's Herbarium up there.
Oh, I did not see it.
Yeah, if you go up the back, you knock down a ramp, and then you can go up and onto the rocks.
Yeah, that's where I was.
Yeah, if you go I'll keep climbing up the rocks. It's like a sneaky spot. It's like hard to see. Okay. But if you go up the rocks and then up the rocks again and all the way to the end, there's a Hugo's Herbarium up
by
there.
the tree?
I don't know if it was by the tree.
Because I went up there and I'm looking around. I didn't see anything. I'm trying to see if I can go up higher or whatever. Because it kind of looked like if I went up higher, I could cross the top of the bridge.
Yeah.
I looked all around and I couldn't see anything. And then I looked and I could see like there's the giant rock on a crane. I'm like, maybe I have to hit down that rock or something like that.
Yeah.
But I couldn't find anything. I spent a good couple minutes up there. So I'm wondering if it just didn't show the button to interact with it.
That could be. I've been having that problem where it doesn't bring up the prompt.
Yeah, I had that too. Because when I climbed down from that area, I was like, oh, there's something I can interact with here. And I went down and there was like a chest with like alcohol in it or something. So I picked that up. But when I first ran around, I didn't see that. So you have to climb across this bridge now. It's nothing too major. Little environmental puzzle, but it's nothing major.
Easy.
Yeah.
And then you get back to the ship and you're like, where's Lucas?
Yes, exactly.
And then he comes turboing up, being chased by a guard.
Yeah.
So you get on the crossbow in the front.
And blast these guys.
And I put the first arrow directly into Lucas's face.
Oh, sweet. Did he die?
I was like, oh, there he is. Blast. Oh, wait, that's Lucas.
Did he die?
No.
Oh, he just shrugged it off?
He just shrugged it off.
What a guy. Yeah, so it's then like we have to light fires to let Lucas run down with the crossbow bolts, flaming crossbow bolts. It's like, shoot it into a flammable object so he can get down. So I shot the 3 boxes and I'm like, he's not moving. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I did it. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I shot it into the wrong side of the box. So I shot it into the backside. So the flames from that arrow did not shine around the corner.
Yeah.
So I had to shoot it into the specific sides of the boxes to get it to work. So then he came down and it's like, well, let's set sail on the open sea.
Yeah. We see our big boss guy come out.
Yeah.
Big armored guard guy.
I don't even remember his name.
Can't remember his name either. And I don't have a keyboard plugged into my computer to look anything up now.
That's okay. And then we had to go down the river using the crossbow.
Bit of a rail shooter now.
Yeah. And I was just lighting these fools up.
Yeah.
Literally lighting them up.
Amicia goes a little bit haywire.
As usual.
She sees a bunch of guards. She's got to kill them all.
I was like, it's very convenient they hauled up these exploding barrels for me to these wooden platforms over the river. Very nice of them.
Exploding?
Yeah. So I fired flaming arrows and they would burn the bridges down and explode.
I fired no flaming arrows in this part.
No, you just shot them.
I just shot them regular.
Nah, hell no. I was like, fuck it, light them up. Light the bridge on fire and they'd all die.
They get stunned when you hit them with when they get covered in tar, they get stunned enough that you can just get through.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize it was tar.
I just blasted
I was like, what
them.
is this? It looks like honey.
Yeah, I blasted them. They just all burnt, basically.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so pretty good.
And we get down to a certain area, and the river slows down. They get some
grappling hooks on us.
Grappling hooks on us. Destroy the crossbow
turret.
Well,
it's like, so what was this character's name? John? Like, he had like a throwaway name.
Yeah.
And he's like, we gotta be careful. They're gonna get us, and just an arrow to the neck. And I'm like, I guess we got a free boat now.
Yeah.
So, and then the crossbow turret gets broken, but Amicia snatches it up.
Yeah.
And having the crossbow is like a game changer for the game.
I died
a couple times.
I died a lot.
But it was just because I was not like I had the crossbow and I was like, well, let me just use the crossbow. It's what's in my hand.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, I don't have enough arrows.
Yeah. You get 2 arrows.
So then it was like, okay, what do I have to do here? So it was like, I had to like look and be like, okay, that guy's not wearing a helmet. Let me get out my sling, brain him, switch back to the crossbow, shoot the guy that has a helmet, etc., etc. Pick up 2 arrows here, whatever. So I died a couple times because the first time I was like, I'm out of arrows. What the fuck?
Yeah, I know that the first guy put 2 arrows straight into his helmet, which don't do anything.
Yeah.
His helmet's just too good.
Yeah.
And then everything was slow-mo. He would come up. It was just slow-mo the entire time. I'd be like, oh my God, no. Everything was just slow-mo. I'd like dodge around him.
Yeah.
But there were times in this section where I was like, okay, well, I don't have any arrows, so I'll just, do the old distract with the whip thing and put him on his ass. The prompts never showed up.
Oh no.
I died so many times because the damn prompts wouldn't show up. And then like it was erratic when they would and when they wouldn't.
I hate that. Yeah, I just I died because I ran out of arrows, and then I died because I would try to sling a guy, but he'd spear me. And that was the other thing too. The arrows don't have to actually hit you to damage you.
No.
They just have to be near you.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's pretty lame. I'm like, that arrow was not even close to me, and I'm like at half health.
I preferred the one-shot kill. Like if you got hit with an arrow, that was it. You're done.
So what I ended up doing is I'd get hit by an arrow, so I'd hide, let my health recover.
Yeah.
Then I'd kill him, and if I got hit again, I'd do the same thing. Eventually, I killed them all, so that was fine.
Yeah.
But then we keep going, and we get to a part where we have to play Crash Bandicoot again.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge fan of the way it does it in these games. I find that it's a little too, I don't know. If you're not perfect, it's
you're
like
done.
you don't have like any time.
No.
So I got to the part where you run towards the camera and then you start running away from the camera, and I didn't turn enough. So when I got to like the thing I have to jump over, the guy just grabbed me and killed me. And I was just like, okay.
I as soon as I got around the corner, he caught me on that part.
So anyways, I only died that one time. There.
I don't mind these parts. I
they're
thought it was
okay.
nice. I thought the pacing and the amount of tensedness, that's not a word, but you know what I mean. That happened in this whole little after running around section. I thought that was great.
It was fine.
It got the heart racing. I was like, oh my God. Oh yeah.
We get to a part where we have to sneak, and you immediately like duck under a thing by pressing A button, and then you can duck under another one by pressing A button. But as soon as I did that, these two guards walked in front of me. So I went back and I went around, and this one guy's like standing, like looking at he's supposed to be looking for us, but he's like just looking at the cave wall, like, and I'm like, can I walk right behind this guy? And I just walked right behind him. He didn't even look. But then they all notice I'm there and I have to run again through the whole thing.
Yeah, I didn't sneak at all in this section. I just ran.
Oh, yeah? No, I snuck there just because. We get to the beach again. We've been hiding from these guys. We don't want to get killed. But as soon as we get to the beach, and Macy is like, hey, stop.
Yeah,
don't do that.
That's because he's right at the boat. But she has to do something.
She tried to shoot him with an arrow? Or like hit him with a rock?
I mean, he's fully armored. It's not going to do anything.
Like, what is saying stop? Don't do that going to do? Anyways,
do something.
She would have had at least like advantage. Anyways, like she had the she had the drop on him.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I don't think there was anything she could do. There are too many people. He's weird. In full plate.
Yeah. So he like punches and kicks her, knocks her down, and
gives her a little bit of a concussion.
Yeah, and
little concussed.
Hugo's like, Amicia, no. And he comes out and unleashes the rats on him. Oh, and this whole time, fucking Hugo's like, we need to go to the island. And it's like, I mean, there's supernatural stuff going on in this game. Like, Hugo can control rats with his mind. But it's like, why does Amici just be like, yeah, this kid's dream? Sure. I guess that's probably where we need to go.
I mean, she's a child. They're both children.
I guess so. I guess it's like in the 1300s. So people thought like, I don't know, that,
yes.
Thought a lot of weird shit.
They thought a lot of weird stuff that wasn't right.
So Hugo brings out the rats, chases all the guys away, and then Missy and Hugo are like, well, what are we going to do? We need to find the island, and Mom won't let us do it. So, all right, see you later, Mom and Lucas. Bye. And they just let the boat float down the river.
Yeah, I was like, yes, get rid of those two.
But
let's get back to the regular gameplay.
Yeah, we'll see. But now that we have the crossbow, like, I think it's going to improve. Because the main thing right now is, like, everyone was unkillable, basically.
Yeah.
Which was not too fun for me, because I don't like sneaking. But, like, now with the crossbow, we can kill the guys with the helmets. Maybe arrows are going to be hard to come by or whatever, but it's just going to make it a little more manageable, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
This was the best chapter so far in the game.
Yeah, 100%. This turned it around a lot, and I hope that it continues being this good.
I hope the chapters are this long and this good.
Yes.
Because the other ones were just like long for long's sake, it seemed.
Yes, long for long's sake, gross for gross sake, and too much combat.
Yeah, because the combat's not good.
No, it's not its redeeming feature, that's for sure.
God, no.
I mean, braining guys is great and all.
But you can't do that in this game.
You can't do it because everyone's got a helmet. Yeah.
That was like the greatest part about the first game. Is just like I brained like 50 fucking guys.
Yeah, and the first time you brain, you're like, what the?
Like, do you remember in the first game where there's the Hugo's captured? We're in the camp. We have to get our sling back, and then it's like an open section, like in this game,
an open braining section.
But it's just like we can just brain guys. They may see us, but like there's no one that you cannot kill.
Yeah,
and it was just a great fun. Whereas this one, it's like they'd have helmets.
Yeah,
and it would just be like, oh god, I got to sneak by this guy again. So
sneak by him, he catches you. You do your distract thing, you run away.
Yeah,
you get hit by an arrow. It's fine. You got 2 hit points.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, I think they've added that system in the multiple hits system because there are guys. Everyone's got a helmet in this one.
Yeah, maybe.
I think I prefer the one shot dead with only not that many people wearing a helmet, where you got to actually think about where you're going through. Because in this one right now, you don't really need to think about how you're going to get through the area. You just run through it, and hopefully the guy up top doesn't hit you with an arrow. Because anyone that comes at you, just smack them.
Yeah.
I don't know. If the prompts show up.
Yeah, I never use those prompts. I don't know. I find that a lot of that shit is just so wonky that I just don't even bother trying to do it.
Yeah.
So
it's gotten wonky for me. It was pretty dependable before. I was able to distract and get away pretty easily, but now I was like, okay, why is the prompt not showing up?
Yeah. Oh well.
Maybe it's because I'm in a crossbow tutorial. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that could be it.
That could be.
But yeah, I would recommend. I can still recommend the game so far, especially now that we've got Chapter 5, which was like a redemption arc.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, very good.